So often over the years, obviously candidate experience has been an incredibly important topic. It's been constantly spoken about. And with obviously emerges in technology now, we're seeing that evolve even further. Really keen to understand where you've seen it, perhaps where you've seen it done well within the recruitment industry and perhaps where you haven't, and where you feel it is today in terms of where the industry is and where candidate experience with the recruitment industry is.
Yeah, well, I think what I can see over this year, and I think what will continue, is whilst there's obviously a lot of new technology coming into the industry, which helps us, and there's extra tools for what we do, but what I'm actually also seeing is actually the focus on the candidate experience. So I think a lot of companies are recognising that their candidates can also be their customers, and that brand experience really starts often with us as agencies. So probably for us, what I'm seeing is the focus is, even though there is that technology, not necessarily to be replacing that experience, but enhancing how we use it to enhance that experience for candidates. So really for me, I sort of see that voice of the customer around how we're continually evolving our experience and processes to make it a really great experience for the candidate.
Excellent. And why do you think that's, do you think that's something that's evolved over time, candidate experience, in terms of the need to be delivering that more to the market? Is that something that has or hasn't happened in the past as much, do you feel, within the industry? Or
I suppose, like, obviously over time we've had some great tools that have meant that we've got technology that can make our process more efficient, and you're able to manage really high workloads. But perhaps what that has done over time is to take the personal touch out of a really personal service. Yeah. So I think just the natural evolution is as that technology has continued to improve, perhaps the personal touch has slowly started to decrease, and there maybe comes a point where people really want to make sure that they're still getting that personal touch through that process. And more candidates are having that voice around how they're getting timely communication, how they feel like they're being heard and really understood in terms of who they are and what they're looking for, how they're really interacting with someone that they know really understands them and their market and what they're looking for. So it's probably just a bit of a groundswell around making sure that that personal touch is still there in what has now become a little bit more of an automated process at times.
Yeah, it's interesting, that deep personalisation is an interesting one, I think, now, where people just expect that, they just expect that people know more about them and they're reaching out for the right things and more often, and so that makes complete sense.
We're not different to any other service industry, I think, where other industries' customers are now expecting more, and what they get is more personalised, it's more flexible, it's always faster. So they're expecting that same service from whatever industry they're interacting with, and that includes the recruitment industry.
Excellent. Great.
That's a really good point that you made there, that we are recognising ourselves, and I think the industry itself is changing, that we are a service industry, not a sales industry. It is about the service we give, and we're only as good as our last service that we gave. So if you're continually improving that, and that trend hopefully will continue to drive through the industry, that we're a service first industry, and that's what people expect.